Mars sometimes around Uranus. Now, it doesn't have to be a negative thing, though. It can be a positive surprise, like, oh, wow, I've been trying to work out or lose this weight, and all of a sudden now a new form of exercise pops up, or, something like that. Like, it's a different, it can be a positive way. So what came to me is, now remember, Uranus is in Taurus and Venus is in Leo. Now, when it was in Cancer, when Venus was in Cancer, or we were in Cancer season, actually, right?
Right.
What came to me was, how do we, like Uranus is asking, how do we nurture ourselves? How do we ground ourselves, right? Cancer season, Cancer, the house of Cancer is where you feel grounded, where you feel nurtured. So how are you nurturing your self-love? Because, right, Uranus is in Taurus, which is self-love, all about values, right? What are your values? What's your self-love practice? So how are you nurturing yourself? How are you grounding yourself during Cancer season in what you value, and how you make people value you, and how you value yourself? Now we're in Leo season, right? And it's squaring again. So what are the creative ways in which you value or love yourself or practice that daily self-love? What are because Leo creates, right?
Right.
And when we move to Libra season, I think it's going to ask for, are you balanced in the things you value? Are you balanced in your self-love, self-care? So it's just interesting. Maybe we can reflect on what was going on in July, and no Luna, and what's going on right now. And it kind of ties into, I wasn't going to start the whole Virgo daily rituals until Virgo season next week, but Priestess Jasmine was like, you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, because bottom line is, this all kind of ties together. I've been doing these, they're called ice facials. No, guys, no. And it is crazy because at first I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but it kept coming on my stream. I kept getting notices for it. And I'll tell you right now, before I even started to research all of the psychological benefits, the spiritual benefits, and the beauty benefits, I was just noticing a clarity. I was noticing more of things were coming, like, messages were coming in clearer. I got out of my funk. I was in a funk for a little while. Like, this energy has been no joke, And so it just kind of lifted my mood. And then when I started to do the research, what it does is it stimulates the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is connected to it's the part of the brain that connects to all of our organs.
Right.
And basically, it puts you, like, it shuts off the sympathetic mode, which is the fight or flight mode, right? When we go into fight or flight, your body goes into sympathetic mode. So that's what the vagus nerve does. Like, that's what its job is. So when you dip your face in this ice water, it stimulates that nerve. So it puts you immediately into the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest, right? Rest and digest. So, like, that's what it does to your body, for the biological things, but then also for the psychological things. It gets you out of a bad mood, anxiety, any type of anxiety you may be having. It just, like I said, it gave me this clearness where I started to get messages a lot clearer. And then the beauty, let's go, because we're in Virgo season, Libra rising over here. It tightens your pores because it restricts your blood vessels. It's great for under eye circles, bags. I have my boyfriend doing it because he has bags, like, it's genetic. And he's like, oh my God, like, his true sign is Virgo. So, oh my God. He's like, oh, my eyes look so much better. I was like, you see, my radical shit, I know sometimes you look at me like I'm crazy, but there's a method to my madness. So just calm down. It's all going to work out. But yeah, it's really, really good for just tightening. And you guys got to try it. Do it 4 to 5 times. Hold your breath for 10 to 30 seconds. Don't drown yourself. Just try to hold it as long as you can. And try it every morning. Like, I have green tea ice cubes freezing in my freezer right now because they said you could add green tea because caffeine is also really beneficial for your skin and for your bags and your dark circles. Or aloe vera, you can add a little bit of aloe vera to your ice cubes. So I'll check it out, but try it. I mean, it's supposed to be, it's been a fad amongst Hollywood for a while now. They do it, before events and stuff. So that's what's going on here, ladies.
Wow.
Wait a minute, you're doing whole bath though. You got to doing
All right, we weren't getting into that yet. I told you my new segment, Radical Health Routines, is going to start when Virgo season on the 23rd.
All right.
When Mercury goes retrograde, right when we enter Virgo season, we're going to have a whole nice season of it. I'm going to tell you all the crazy shit I do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It sounds.
Venus is associated with Aquarius, so it's blowing stuff up. But if you think about Aquarius is very much like innovation and technology and kind of that rebirth part. So
Right.
It's important to not think of Uranus as like, oh my God, it's like the death of a star kind of thing. It's more like, if you think about an Aquarius is not oh, come hug me.
Right.
So if you need to get a little rough as you kind of get to where you need to go, that's an Aquarius with Uranus. That's how I
overall
about it.
Right, but the overall thing is they're the humanitarians. So Aquarians want the best for humanity. So Uranus wants the best for you in your human form. Because I started to think about it. What's different between Pluto and Uranus, right?
Yeah.
And so Pluto, I feel like it's for your soul's growth. Pluto comes in and says, let's let the stuff for your soul's growth die off that's not working for you anymore. And let's rebirth something new for your soul, where Uranus helps you deal with the human side of you, as you're living here. That's how I interpreted it. Everybody can interpret it their own way. But Uranus comes in and changes things like for you to help deal with this human version and like life here now on a 3D. Yes, there's some soul growth benefits as well. But I think it blows shit up more, for the
Right, because Pluto's more like the whole social structure of a place may change. So as an individual, you may suffer, whereas Uranus is more like on the personal level, if you want to think about.
Well, personal, but also humanitarian too. So let me think about that more and I'll get back to you on that. But just know that things might come surprisingly in situations like in areas that deal with the Taurus. Remember, because it's in Taurus, so it could affect maybe your money. It could, because Venus also has to do with money as well, right? So these are these two planets that are squaring right now. Venus has to do with relationships. It has to do with love, obviously. And in Leo, it's all about your creative abilities, right? And it could have to do with sexual encounters too. It has to do with inner child work as well, because the fifth house of Leo is all about the inner child, the child, and stuff like that. And then Taurus, again, and I think of Taurus, yes, it's the senses, yes, it's an earth sign, yes, it's all of that. But what comes to me strongly is your self-love. How do you value yourself?
Absolutely. 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 And not only just about how you value yourself, like you were just saying, Doreen, that was the thing that I have been honing in on, are the things that we value. And with this retrograde that's coming up, this is going up under review. But what I'm starting to see is a lot of stuff that's happening on a global level. I'm not really sure because I haven't really checked in with the news, but I've been getting a lot of contact from this goddess Pele again, And so apparently there's something else that's going on over there in Hawaii that's not being talked about. And so I tried to look to find out like what the cause of those fires were over there. I'm not really sure. Here's my thing. I'm not really trying to go into that space right there because I don't really have the capacity to deal with all of that. What I can do though is really bring this up into our attention so that we can do everything that we can to kind of shift the energy and raise the frequency of whatever the hell is going on, I'm not sure of.
Who's Pele though? Can you explain her?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so the goddess Pele is the goddess of volcanoes, passion, and fire. This is a Hawaiian goddess, and they call her tempestuous or if I'm pronouncing that shit right, whatever. But Pele rules over all kinds of fire, but especially over lava that flows from erupting volcanoes. And she's famed for her love affair as well, for her love affairs, Leo in energy, as well as her temper. And Pele often appears to her worshipers in a guise as a beautiful woman, that a beautiful moon goddess type of woman, but then others say that she can also show up in the form of this terrible hag with brown flesh, this clump that's like crumpled, like almost resembling a lava rock. Whichever way she chooses to present herself, all agree that her fiery temper and her ability to destroy as well as create. And so the passion in her anger has an urgency that can help us in bettering our lives. Pele's ability to present herself as a wrinkled hag or a seductive woman, suggests inner turmoil that rage can create in women. It also reveals an ugliness and discomfort that people often feel when they're angered, along with the empowerment that anger can bring. So one of the things that the goddess Pele talks about is like when things are just like, she brings in a revolutionary. She's almost like a Uranus, right? A Uranus, Pluto energy, right?
I see that because I
Yeah.
think it's like dancing goddess in like a fire. I guess it's still not done, but she's like taking the land back. I keep on the thought I keep getting is like, this is my land. She's like dancing on it.
You got it. You tapped right into it. Exactly. Because that was the one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fires is still going. Right.
It ties so perfectly in with what's going on astrologically.
Right.
Places you are tapped because it's that fire, right? The Venus and Leo, it's that creative fire. And then also, Taurus is an earth sign. So it's about like your senses. You know, it can be tied into all of these things like that have to do with our beauty and everything else. So wow.
It can absolutely.
Interesting. So I have a friend that lives out in Hawaii, and she talks about how uncomfortable it is for her because you have the people that live there, and they have these special like cards, and so you take your card and you live in Hawaii, and you get like special prices on the food because everything is so high, and it's really for the foreigners that the natives can't afford to like live on the land, like they can't afford to buy the river, the oceanfront property. They can't afford the food unless they have those cards. So it's interesting because the Pele I'm seeing, it's like she's back to the earth. And she's just dancing on the earth, and she's like, this is mine.
Absolutely. And you are totally tapped in. She does not play about that. And anytime I have any of my friends that go over there for vacation, I caution them to not take a damn ass thing off of that beach. Do not take anything home off of that island. She does not play, and she will see you. So that's one of the things about Pele. She is absolutely possessive about the land that she has. And there's also a certain type of stirred up anger about the treatment of the people, the indigenous people of that land that's over there. Yes, she is pissed off. So I've been getting contacted by many different energies. Like I got contacted by the Baron Samdi. I linked up with him through Papa Legba, who was telling me about the shit that's happening over there in Haiti. But he also was letting me know, like, it's not limited to just Haiti itself. It's many of these smaller indigenous countries where there's a lot of shit that's going on. And there's something that's connected to the children. I think they're trafficking children over there in Haiti. What they're doing over there in In Hawaii, I have no idea, but we're about to find out a lot of this shit that's going on. And so that's going to speak to a lot of our values and where we stand at right now.
Can you tell me about this ceremony to Pele where there's like a rock circle and you're putting rocks in the circle as an offering to her? Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. No.
There's something about making the offering of the earth to her.
Okay.
As like a tribute to Pele.
Yeah. Like, what can we do? What can we do to honor her? Like, what can we do collectively?
We're not there, but I definitely see that there's the acknowledgement of the earth and like literally giving her the earth. Like, this is your earth and I appreciate it. And kind of giving that to her. While I'm listening to you guys, I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
If I can understand more, because when you channel so much of that goddess energy, it can be a little bit much.
Yeah. You really had me spinning with that energy clearing and everything. That was so on time though, because I'm telling you, like, I have been getting helped out by these goddesses. They've been coming through in some powerful ways and really have been helping me put a lot of shit together. So I'm definitely excited about that. But as far as the goddess Pele goes, I haven't really done any true ritual work with her. When I deal with the goddess Pele, I'm dealing with fire rituals. So typically I'm outside, either I'm burning candles or I got some type of fire that's going, because out there in my backyard, like, I do a lot of landscaping with lava rocks. That's my shit. I rocks with lava rocks. So you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of Pele energy there. So when I'm connecting with that fire energy outside, Pele comes up, she's always all in the middle of that. But those are the things that I use when I'm pissed off at somebody. That's one of the goddesses that I work with, especially if I'm having a hard time with a situation where I can write all of that shit down that got me feeling some type of way and throw that in that fire. And I promise you, you know what I'm saying? Pele definitely helps you to find some resolve with that shit, but also to take your anger and use it in a more constructive way, not to sit around and sulk over how shit fucked you over and everything, but to really sit with this energy and figure out strategically how you can move forward and start making some moves that's going to work for your greater good, instead of sabotaging yourself like we tend to do when we're in spaces of anger, frustration, whatever, all of those low vibing.
I love that. My house.
I was gonna say that, Jasmine, her house, she has a whole lava fireplace.
Yes.
So what do? We write it down, like all of our frustrations and anger, and then we burn it and we surround it with lava rocks. Is that what you were saying? Like, how do we do this?
For me, this is what I do. I'm surrounded with lava rocks, but I'll grab a lava rock because you can just like really connect with that energy by just having that. But if you have a few lava rocks, you can put that around like where your fire is at. That note that you're writing to yourself, writing for yourself, whether it's directly to the individual that you got the issue with, or just a whole bunch of frustrations that you want to release. Pele is the perfect goddess to help you with those type of burning bowl rituals, those type of ceremonies where you're trying to definitely cut some shit loose. Also, if you got some type of connection with people, places, things, that you want to sever with, this is definitely a good time to release shit that's no longer serving you, and you can write all of those down. And then just go ahead, light it on up and everything. And then just really focus on the goddess Pele's energy. When she comes in there, you start automatically getting connected to solutions that will assist you, thoughts that will empower you, and when you go to sleep, your dreams is going to give you some things that you can do that will assist you, whether or not animal totems come through, or just scenarios within, you know what I'm saying, and how you can navigate that and everything. But those are just the times that I work with her. I have never really done any true like goddess ritual. This is all about Pele. Let me put this work in for her. But that's definitely on the to-do list. But yeah, I rocks with her when I'm doing that. Yeah.
I love it.
I love,
it.
yeah, definitely.
What colors do you see? I know the lava would be the crystal, or if you want to call it a crystal, but
Yeah.
what colors? What colors does she represent? Is it red for the fire, or green for earth? She's connected to earth.
You know what? Here's the thing for me, and this is for me. Warrior goddess energy to me looks like burgundy. It looks like maroon burgundy-ish color. And so I think about Pele and sometimes purple, because Cali too, you know what I'm saying? But in that color spectrum is where I pick it up. Pele definitely comes through burgundy for me. But you know what I'm saying? She also comes through black too sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And brown, yeah.
Okay.
Think of the colors of lava rocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And connect with that way, because one of the things, because I have some red lava rocks up there. That one, right? The red lava rocks transport me to that energy a lot faster. I got some black ones too that I use. I drop essential oils on them. I used to have a little bracelet, it broke, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's, but definitely, But that red lava rock, the ones that you throw around for landscaping, those is the ones that's going to connect you the best. And you can do that if it's an emotional healing ritual. Get you a bowl of water and set those lava rocks in that water, and then situate it so that you can get your candle in there to light properly like that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, right. And then, and then deal with that, all of the aggravate, all of the, whatever it is that you wrote down, that was, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to release. You take that and you burn it. And you put that in that water, and then you take that water and you pull them stones and shit from up out of there. And either you take that water, you flush it down the toilet, be done with it, or you bury it. You know what I'm saying? Your choice on how you want to do it, because sometimes those emotions is consuming you. You need to flush it. But sometimes you just need to get grounded in whatever the situation is. So you bury it. You see?
I love it. Love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah. That is awesome. Hi, lady.
Hi, lady. What's going on? Peace, y'all.
Hello, people.
Peace.
This energy is like, I mean, it's everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's everything. And it plays out in real time in your own personal life. And listening to you all talk about Pele and fire energy and just the volcano, the lava, right? So recently, well, it's been a slow burn for me. And I think about the lava. Lava is not like some quick type of fire energy that's just like available. It takes a lot of work, you know, to get that lava going, you know, so it's kind of like a stewing, you know, type of energy. Like when I think about anger, right? And it could be justifiable anger, you know, of feeling hurt, you know, from someone, you know, and holding on to that hurt and taking it to heart, you know, and having it stew only to you know, like I'll give for instance, like today I had a conversation with a friend who, I mean, I was stewing with something, you know, for weeks. And it was just, I took it to heart. She had did something, and I took it to heart. And I was just like, I'm never talking to her. I'm just like done, you know, and I was just really hurt, but I was coming from a place of trigger, you know, from a past experience. And we had a conversation today, and I realized, like, wow, I was holding on to something that she didn't mean. She didn't do it maliciously, but because I was triggered, it brought all of that to the surface. And I was, you know, before we had that conversation, I was ready to just burn the whole relationship, the whole friendship. And when I hear of Pele, I think of, you know, how Pele is, this is my earth, you know, this is ours, you know,
I think about that experience and I look at myself, you know, how did I participate or how didn't I participate? And a big part of it was I didn't take up enough space. That you know, I didn't take up enough ground, enough room to really be intentional, you know, on all fronts of how I show up in friendships. And when someone does something that could be seen a certain way, take it to heart, because I think that they should be considering me, you know, on all these levels. When in fact, I'm not the star in their life, you know?
Yeah, and back to the values, like what the friends value, how you,
Absolutely, yes.
But it's all within. It's not outer. It's always that inner, is that volcano on the inside, that lava, you know? And what triggers that lava to start to get the churning and get the boiling, you know? And how do we use, like, you know, our action, our words to like burn up, you know, these friendships or relationships, and you know, and how do we cool the lava? You know?
How do Venus energy too, though, you're talking about with the relationship?
Yeah.
Looking at that. What is the value of that relationship?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's the part, is to be, because lava is slow.
Yeah.
It spills out, like it's volatile that way when it shoots out, you know, and it catches whoever it catches. You know what I mean? Whoever is around is going to catch you.
Right.
But it's also slow moving.
Right.
You know, it takes a while to like really burn things up or take up enough ground to like solidify and kind of freeze it in a way.
Yeah, you know? Once it's got you, that fiery. You gotta respect that fire.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, right.
Your relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. And remember, Uranus is an outer planet. It's a slower moving outer planet. So I can see why it's connected to that lava, because it's a slower moving planet. It's slowly going to show you what relationships, what things in your life are going to blow up, right? Because that's what Uranus does. It blows shit up. And, you know, to create a healthier version of the friendship. Doesn't mean the friendship would end. See, that's why I said it's not always a negative. It can be where there's a new value in the friendship or how you deal with friends. You know, it's all connected.
Right. Yeah, because lava, the soil that comes after is very nutrient dense.
Cleansing. It's cleansing the friendship. Absolutely. It's cleansing it. What is this really? Let's bring it down to its bare essence. Let's burn it. And what's left, like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah. The phoenix. Yes.
And new life grows.
Yeah. I mean, that's what that Pele energy is. You know, I did look. And what she wants is a connection with her people. She feels not acknowledged. So just wanting to connect with the natives, just wanting that, you know, that acknowledgement. She's that fire. She's so much power. It's her that's giving us this land, and she needs that acknowledgement. Beautiful.
Absolutely. And that lava stone itself, I just pulled that up, and it says that the lava stone works with us to give us strength and courage. And that is right in alignment with that energy of Pele, you know.
Right.
God,
and Leo.
Right.
Courage.
But it provides for us guidance and understanding in situations where we might need to bounce back. It's a calming stone, and it's helpful in dissipating anger.
So it's strong feminine energy, because we were just talking about Shakti last week,
Yep,
which is that strong feminine energy, that Lionsgate portal. And again,
absolutely,
we've got this super strong feminine.
absolutely,
Remember, Shakti was strong feminine energy, but she also, remember, she had the blood tongue.
right,
She like was
Right.
she was a warrior.
Yep.
right,
She was
Absolutely.
also out for protection and for taking back and for doing what she knows to be right. Which is similar
absolutely,
to Pele.
absolutely, absolutely. Pele is right in the same energy, vibration as the goddess Kali, as the goddess Sekhmet. And I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, the goddess Oya, no doubt.
Are they all the same, or is she kind of related to them? I thought she kind of was all of them, depending on
Yes.
kind of what you're looking at.
Yes.
You know what? You may very well be right. I'm just talking, yeah, how I'm experiencing them energetically. I can just feel that they are similar energies.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, Shakti is
Yeah.
the primordial feminine energy, and then
Absolutely.
she can transmute, or she can, whatever, incarnate into different forms,
Right.
depending on what the situation is.
right.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So apparently with this lava stone, because I was just using it to like connect with that grounding energy with her, but it is definitely a stone that definitely helps you to get that anger under control. With this stuff that's going down with Uranus, right? This all Uranus retrograde in Taurus, like this is an opportunity for us to really reevaluate. Let's put it that way.
When you think about the goddesses, and like, well, they want this, and our perceptions of what we need and their perceptions of what we need can sometimes be different. So you have to learn how to ride out their storm.
Yes.
You think of Pele's burning stuff down, but what does that mean, and how do we ride it with her? She's about the rebirth in a better way.
Absolutely.
So it's about understanding that and connecting with her.
Absolutely.
Do we like the destruction? Absolutely not.
No.
But
Right.
that's that's our perception. That's not necessarily where she's coming from.
Right. Absolutely.
But she's helping us burn shit down in our lives that it's not working anymore. What
Absolutely.
Uranus is trying to do.
You know what I think is interesting? I want to give you guys a little story, because it was actually Keisha the week you were gone.
Okay.
So last year there was like that terrible ice storm, and we were at my sister's house in New York, and so we were going to drive back, and it looked really bad, and my sister was like, "Oh, stay over," and I was like, "I don't want to be at your house. No, we'll leave. We'll be fine." So we're in the car, and there were two cars, and they were kind of drag racing in front of us, and they both collapsed at the same time. The car stopped, so we smashed into them. Our car was destroyed.
Oh.
We were very lucky that we were fine.
Oh, wow.
And my daughter was just like traumatized, and she's like, "Mommy, I saw that you guys were going to get into an accident, but I didn't say anything." And I was like, "Shayla, you're supposed to share with us when you see things." And she's like, "Okay." So fast forward 2 weeks ago, she comes up to me and she's like, "We're going to get into a car accident." And I was like, "What?" Let me take a look. So, because I can share her vision. So I looked and I was like, "Oh man, this sucks." So I was like, "Well, can my husband do it?" And he's like, "Nope. He's getting into a car accident and I'm getting into a car accident. This accident is happening." And I was like, "Okay, what is this? And how can I transmute this? How can I look through this?" So I worked with her. I said, "Well, we are magic makers. We're all magic makers. Let's change this outcome." I was like, "Take my hand and let's do this together." And we kind of put it out there. I said, "I don't want this to happen. We're going to shift the energy, because this is an energetic thing and we can do it." And so we shifted it. And then afterwards we did the pendulum. I said, "Well, is my husband get into a car accident? No. Am I going to get into a car accident? No." We kept on doing it. And then we did the Archangel Michael decree.
Yes.
Do the before you, behind you, to the side, up, down, and then you hold the sword. And so I just held on to that energy. Oh yeah, I can teach you guys.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
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 And so we were fine. So we pendulumed it. We did it. And I said, "Do you see it?" And she said, "Nope." And we were absolutely fine. No accident that time. And what I said to her is, you have to remember that we are all magic makers. So sometimes when we see things and we feel a sense of helplessness, we do have the ability to shift things. We have to understand. We have to look. We have to see, like, what is it that is supposed to come from this, and then how can we shift this energy, and what do we have to give? Whether it is an offering, whether it is a connection. She wants connection. So if we give her connection, that's what she's looking for.
Mm.
And in turn, she will help us.
I
So
love
just
that.
something to keep in mind.
I
All
love
she
that.
has intuition.
Absolutely.
How many times do we feel something and we say, oh, I knew it, but I didn't know.
Mhm.
You knew it,
Mhm.
and now you have to respond.
Absolutely. And that's what Pele has been telling us with that whole situation. So in that particular case, if you see something like an accident or some other traumatic event that may be going on and everything, it's very upsetting. But you take that anger, you're empowered by it now because now you're aware. So now you have the opportunity to set up a completely different timeline. That is being empowered. Right there. Absolutely.
Say it for the person in the back.
Absolutely.
I just want to let's say hi to the room. Let's say hi to everybody in the below. If you want to come up, just unmic or do something. We don't know how this works yet. We're figuring it out. But if you want to share, definitely come up. This is
Yep.
a mutual open space.
Open space. I want peace to everybody. Roshina, Patolo, Channy, Nicole, Christine, Camille, Brittany, Candy. What's up, y'all?
Fellow students.
All right. We got Brazija in the house, and we already done spoke with me and Jasmine and Doreen. So we in the house here. I just want to make sure we acknowledging everybody's presence here and making sure that everybody knows you definitely got a seat at the table. You got something on your mind you want to share, definitely come up. I don't know how to pull y'all up here, but if you request it, I can hit okay. That's all I got. I got an okay game going.
Okay. So now let's merge everything on that power, like getting our power back, right? Jasmine, I think this is a good segue for you.
Sure.
Because yes, go ahead. Take it over.
Finished.
No, I mean, I was just gonna introduce you. No, you need it.
Please, let's get it now.
Priestess Jasmine wants to talk to us about our Kundalini energy and how we can start working with that. Is that what you want to do?
That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
Because our Kundalini. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about the Kundalini, and Priestess Carmela's in the house. Hi. And there's Keisha. You all trained under Miss Blue, so I don't hear anything you guys haven't heard. But just to talk a little bit about it, the Kundalini energy, it's with us and it's born with us, but it's not of this earth. The Kundalini is something that's outside of us and that we can tap into. So even though it is our power source, it's not of us. And I don't know if that makes sense, but what that means is that we can learn to use it and have it help us in tasks that we're trying to achieve. So when I first worked with Kundalini energy, I was using it when I was at the nursing home, because one of the things that I would do is when I see kind of energies in people that are dark is I would help to remove them. And that's not always easy because some of the energies don't want to go. So I would use the Kundalini energy to kind of protect me, kind of protect my auric field and to help really give that pull. And then I later on learned that you can actually use Kundalini energy, not just for protection, but for other things too. So for example, I run my own business. I'm a therapist, I have therapy practice, and billing is not so fun, not my thing. So I started to use that to help me. Or sometimes, when things weren't working, I would just say, okay, I need your help, please help. And it would just help. And then things would just flow. As if you think about wealth, if you're asking for wealth, it's not just money, but it's like wealth in love, wealth in relationships, wealth in happiness, wealth in everything. So I'd say wealth in business, and that would be very helpful. So, I think it's really important to get in connection with this energy, because it really is a life force. In terms of looking at it, it's the serpent. So if you think about the symbol of the medical community, the two snakes that are winding around each other. Yeah. That's kind of like the masculine and the feminine, although for me, I see more of the masculine. But that's what that is. And so it's at the spine, and at the lowest part of the spine, there's a portal. And so it kind of starts from there and it just kind of twists. And so when we're born, it's kind of this tiny little like yellow, I see it as like a snake, but you can see it would be like a little tiny yellow thing. And then it kind of grows and it eventually can go up the spine and then up over. And that's when it really can be helpful. So I'd love to hear from people, A, if you guys have used it, and then B, if people are interested, I can help you guys learn how to kind of stimulate it a little bit and maybe set a task. And then we can meet next week and see if you were able to use your Kundalini energy for that task and if you felt it. So I'd love to hear from people, anyone, how are you guys doing with it? Who's worked with it? What do you guys feel about it? And would you be interested in doing an exercise?
I am absolutely interested in doing this exercise. I've worked with Kundalini yoga. I started dealing with that back in like 2008, something like that. But I was doing Kundalini yoga meditation. So I had no idea like you could use it to protect you and all of that other stuff. What I did was used it, and how it assisted me is that it like accelerated my consciousness. And so it helped me. I felt so empowered and I felt like I could just accomplish anything for a short period of time. It only lasted for a little bit of time. But when it did, I rode that bad boy. I mean, it was really, I took a picture of myself so that I'll always remember how gangster that was. However, I've never really been able to recapture that whole experience with that. But I was trying to bring some exercises out on my podcast. And I was gently reminded by spirit that maybe I should pay a little, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should hold up on that, right? So I'm thinking like this was really helpful for me. And I was just like kind of downplaying that. But then I spoke with Quantum Lion and he gently told me, I went through a change when I worked with that Kundalini energy. I said, really? He said, yeah, it helped me and everything, but that energy is powerful. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. For me, it was the best thing that ever happened to my life. So I've heard that there's been stories about people that have had experiences with Kundalini that was overpowering and everything. You know what? I didn't know anything about what I was doing. I was a total novice. I ran into a CD that helped me to awaken my chakras, and I stuck with it for a while. And I'm telling you, I took off like a rocket. And from that point forward, here I go.
You're funny you say that because I've heard some people say, well, I didn't like it. Well, it's a strong energy.
Yeah.
It's definitely very helpful with psychic ability too. If you're going to do astral projection, I mean, it is strong. It is really strong. Very strong. Yeah, you got to be ready for it. That's why I said it might be good to kind of set a task initially so it doesn't feel as overwhelming. Yeah. Because then it's just focused on that task, and then you get a chance to kind of connect and work with it, but maybe in a little bit more of a structured way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I had an experience as well. I mean, from what I believe in talking to Priestess Jasmine about it, like that was a Kundalini experience. That's the only reason that I think I really started to believe like in spirituality and everything, because I was like, what I experienced, like there's no way that I could have like made that up. I think I've always been interested in it, but I didn't realize that it was like, I guess like real. But basically I guess I just had like all the experiences at once. Like I was able to like communicate with like spirits and energy. I was able to like speak. I was able to hear. I was able to basically like I got all of the clairs at once. But then after that moment, like since then, and that was about a year ago in October last year, I haven't really been able to kind of do that again. Like through meditation and stuff, I think I am able to like be aware that there's energy, but I don't know. I get frustrated because I don't really have like any of the abilities that y'all do. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out how to like get back to that.
And that's not true, but keep going.
Well, it's true to me right now. Yes, I don't know.
Understand you, Rita. I get you. 'Cause I feel the same way. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think from there I've always had this hunger of like trying to reach like the divine or like, you know, like try to get any of my clairs going, because that experience for me was like very, very, very powerful, and I've never experienced anything like that after. So I think I've always just been like on the hunt to try to feel that same thing again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can definitely help you with that. So let me ask you guys, throw out what it is you want the Kundalini to help you with, so I can help focus you guys. And I'm just going to kind of blast it out there, but I need to know what the focus would be. So everyone just come up just real quick and just tell me what you want.
Pay my bills. Can I pay my bills?
Okay. Well, okay. Everyone bills, like that it?
Yeah. I want clarity on how I can generate prosperity.
Okay. Okay, another
Look at
prosperity.
you. She's so polite.
I know. I'm trying to get this right.
Does everyone just want prosperity? Even just give me the thumbs up signs, guys, just so I know everyone's awake, everyone's good to go.
I think
I want to push things.
Grounding.
All right, there you go, Candy. What do you want?
Like abilities. Oops.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, Brittany, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like grounding, because I'm very familiar with the Kundalini. Like, I charge up my chakras all the time. Matter of fact, I was just charging up my chakras today. But I would like to, try to ground that energy, because there's so much energy running through your body. So I do want to, find a way to.
What do you mean by energy running through your body? Because I see you have yours like noosed. What do you mean by that? Like, why did you do that?
I would say just like sometimes sometimes I could raise my frequency just very high that like sometimes I kind of like I feel like I'd be in a whole nother world. Like I just be disconnected from like the 3D reality, and like people like, oh, this going on, or I called you and I was like, I'm sorry, my frequency is so high. I'm like literally in the cosmos. Like I've been like so.
Can I make a suggestion to you, Brittany? Because I'm just looking a little bit, and I'm seeing that you have your Kundalini is developed, but you won't let it expand because you're afraid. And I would say you don't need to be afraid, because you have to go through to the other side. So, when I first started, it was really scary to me, because I was like, oh my gosh, why am I hearing thoughts? Why am I seeing things? That's scary. Like, what's going on? But I had to kind of go through it. And then once I got through it, then it all made sense. You don't have the ability to shut it off. So when you shut it off, it feels weird to you. So you go through this like, woohoo, I'm in the sky. I'm on the ground. Like you can just not be afraid, because you can manage that energy. You could do a lot of good work with that energy. If you want, I could go in and ground you, if that's what you want. But I think you're probably going to be like me, and it's going to feel like you're missing something if you don't move through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right? And again, come into Clubhouse and work with us. I will totally help you. It's what I do. Everyone needs someone to help them learn how to understand how to use. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, healing, all of this. You feel like you're slightly like, I was like, I could be schizophrenic. It could be out there. Like, let me check. It's a lot.
Yeah, like I embrace it. I do embrace it. Just because I was, I did research on, like it's more than 7 chakras. It was like,
yeah,
like you said, when you tapping into like the clairs and, like remote viewing. I wouldn't mind learning how to use my Kundalini to remote view. This other stuff.
I'm gonna listen to the next question, but can I go ahead and see your energy a little bit? Do you give me permission, Brittany?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we keep going, but I'm gonna work on you. Okay. All right, next person go, but I'm just gonna work on Brittany.
Okay. Hey everybody.
Peace, lady.
No, but it's so funny. Like, even I haven't been able to join Clubhouse. I've been traveling, but astrology has not. It won't even allow me to like leave it alone. Like every single thing that comes up. I mean, I on Pinterest and all of a sudden I'm getting like flooding of astrology, and I'm always like, okay, let me go look at my chart because I'm wondering what's going on. But some of the things that I want to work on is being like more open and able to receive. I think this is my 8th year, and so like. I really want to embrace having an open hand. Like I want to be able to receive the things that are for me, and definitely tap into my gifts more. I know things come up in my dreams a lot that are just kind of wild and out there, but I feel like you were talking about Brittany being a little bit of afraid, and I just want to let that go and just be open.
Because I picked that up from you that you're kind of like ambivalent too. You're another person, you're listening, but there's like, I don't want to be here, but I do want to be here.
Yeah.
So you got to embrace it. You got to remember, there's so much we can do. There's so much good out there. There's so much connection and understanding. So see this is a gift that we've been given to be able to use that. I'm gonna go and work on you too, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's. Right. I mean, and even like you were saying, like just being able to embrace it. On the healing side, when someone tells me like, "Oh, I can't sleep well," and I'm like, "Oh, let me make you a tea," and it's not until like after I might hear about it, like, "Oh, that shit works." Like I may be onto something, and I'm just intuitively just like, I'm gonna put this together and just kind of listen to spirit. But there is that barrier where I'm getting like afraid, or I don't think it's unconsciously aware of it, but I know that it's myself that's probably holding me back from really fully embracing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, it's like a 1-2 punch sometimes. Yeah, you're not prepared. For those of you that are feeling it, because Brittany, Candy, and I see, I'm feeling the energy of people in the room, and you guys are excited. But for some of you, there's a little bit of fear. So, I'm going to suggest that we focus on. I am going to stimulate people, but I'm also going to give you guys some blue energy. And the blue, it's very healing. It's kind of that yin-yang, that water, that flow. You got to let the energy flow, especially right now. Doreen and Priestess Acacia talked about that Venus, and that Venus right now is causing some issues. I'm seeing a lot of interpersonal stuff, a lot of questioning of relationships, a lot of just like, how am I supposed to rest with all these things going on? So it's really important that we kind of let things flow through us. Like we can't necessarily stop people from being difficult or problematic, complicated. But what we can always do is say, because of who we are, we can't engage in this because it'll be too much for our energies. And also, for some of you that don't know what you're doing, but you do, you can also cause things you didn't mean to as well. So that's the other thing. With great power comes great responsibility. Yep. So, we got to remember that we can cause the same way that I could avoid a car accident. God knows what would happen if I ever really put my mind to something not so great. So, you also got to remember that. I'm not the only one that can do it. I'm just admitting. So if it's okay, you guys can be talking, I'm going to just work on everyone. And, I'd love to see some thumbs up, though, to make sure everyone's okay, because I'm going to send out some blue kind of calming energy for everyone.
Thank you.
After I do that,
yeah, she's like, can I get some blue? Yeah, you can get some blue energy. Oh, you can.
They don't know. Whenever I'm talking to people, they come right to the phone. Yeah, no, you remember your cat? She was like, so I'm gonna so you guys may feel a little bit of a tingling in your spine, because I just checked everyone's energy, and I feel comfortable and confident with this group, because I only work for the light. I only stimulate those that need stimulating. So I'm gonna do that, and you guys can talk, and then let me know how you feel, because I'm gonna send it out now. So get ready, guys. Stay open. All right, you guys can talk. I'm gonna be busy.
Deep breaths. Just take deep breaths, because I've experienced her energy sending before. Take some deep breaths. Everything's gonna be good.
Everyone, I want you guys to make sure you focus on what your task is, what you want to accomplish. You want to be focused so that way it feels more manageable. Because otherwise it's just a huge energy boost and you may not be prepared for that. But I am putting in, sounds like prosperity, because it seems like that's something people are really focused on. And grounding.
And self-love. Let's do self-love.
Oh, we want to do some self-love too?
Yes.
Okay.
To be in line with all the astrological energy as well.
Also,
Well, I'm gonna send some crystals for the self-love.
yeah, Priestess Jasmine, I've also been experiencing like this tightness around my solar plexus. My solar plexus is purple. It feels, and usually when that happens, like I'm experiencing a lot of anxiety. So I just would like to be in a space, whatever is about to happen, I want to be in a space where I can deal with it effectively.
Yeah, so the rose quartz, guys, remember the rose quartz that we talked about last week? That pink energy, that love energy, that Shakti, that's the energy we should be holding on to right now, because it's a lot of chaos. There's a lot going on all over. I mean, the Hawaii is only a little piece of it.
Yeah.
There's just so much shifting, and we have to we have to be like, something blowing in the breeze. You stand up too hard, you're going to get crushed. Just blow with the breeze and use the love energy. That's what needs to be sent out. And that's what we need to hold too.
Oh, you know what? Hey, real quick, another stone that just came up. The jade. The jade.
Why are we doing jade?
The jade is coming. Yeah, the jade is a good stone to work with this energy that's coming through. And that's a balancing stone. And it helps to support like people that are busy. So if you got a lot going on, it helps you in keeping a level head. Oh, that was for me. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. This stone, it's a really lucky stone. It carries that energy of love and health and wealth. And this is also a stone that can help you in realizing your goals and making things happen for yourself. And then also going with Doreen, the priestess Doreen, with that, she was talking about that cold, that face, the cold water, the ice facial that she was talking about. That it was an absolute beautiful routine right there. I used to do that and then finish it off with a jade facial roller that I would keep cool too. And that really, that jade. Absolutely. That rose quartz. Both of those stones is gangster with this. Those eternal youth stones. And so it helps bring in that childlike wonder and that playful streak. This works really well with this Venus and Leo energy we got going on, So
it's all done. You guys have to let me know how you feel.
I feel good. I feel really good. And that tightness is gone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you.
Crystals are such a divine structure.
Yeah.
You can always take those crystals into your bodies, like a rose quartz crystals, or I actually just bought a new ring. I'm so excited. It is Herkimer diamond, moldavite, and tourmaline. And I am just loving. I mean, my finger is like vibrating.
I bet.
It's for moldavite forever. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Yeah, that motivate ain't no joke.
And Jasmine, how do we work with this? How can everybody work with this? Like after the call, like what?
Okay, what you can do. So everyone should notice there may be a little bit of a tingle in your back, your spine. Maybe some of you may be coming up mid back. I didn't whip it because Doreen told me off last time I did it too quick, so I just nice and gentle. But what you can do is you can actually commune with it because this is actually your life force. So you can speak to it. You can, let it look at you. You can ask it to help you in everyday tasks. You can just kind of get used to that energy. One of the things I used to do when I was first starting my training with Miss Blue, and we were learning, how to be a priestess, is she would have us get up in the morning, we would do a little shower thing, and then I would get up and I would get, dressed and get in my car, and I'd be like, take me to work today. And I would see like a yellow, almost like a GPS thing, and it would show me the route to take. And I'd be like, hey, give me some parking when I get there. And as long as I followed that route, I did not hit traffic. And even though I was in Montclair on Bloomfield Ave, I always got a parking space. So you can start small. You can say, show me this, show me that, help me with this, help me with that, and just get used to touching in that energy.
Mm-hmm.
It is your best friend. As I say, I'm never alone. Well, I got lots of different things. I'm not going to go into all that now, but that's one of the reasons why I say I'm never alone. I got lots of things, entities, I suppose, pieces of myself that I can always work with. And definitely my Kundalini is a huge part of that. So how are you guys feeling? Thumbs up, thumbs down, heart, angry face? How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very calm. I feel tingling like all in the lower part of my body too, also.
Yeah, that's that blue energy, yeah.
Yeah, I feel really good.
Yes.
And your puppy's calm too.
Oh yeah, the animals love it.
Yeah.
Got it too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyone that's got a black cat, you guys can use that for light language too. So, you should be looking into your cat's eyes. Sometimes they'll give you some messages too. So keep that in mind. No shade to dogs, love dogs, have two myself. The same, black cat, everything.
Like, black cats are very telepathic. So yeah. Well, all cats. But yeah, definitely the black cat. Yeah. How's everybody doing? I didn't have a chance to speak to everybody. How is everybody doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Good.
How about you?
House, Brittany. I missed the house. I can't wait till the next one.
Yeah.
Can I just something? You wanted to know how to get onto stage?
Yeah, I said hit the mic button, right? Look at
Yeah, there may be a hand raise on the right hand side, bottom of your screen. Hit the hand raise, and then we can put you up on the stage. Right on the right hand side. Sorry, I'm going through the messages now. So you guys keep going, but I'm looking to see if there are people trying to get on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still trying to find a schedule for Cosmic Conversations, but I definitely made sure I send you like an invite as soon as I, open up another room.
Love it.
Yes. Yes.
There we go. I
There we
just
go.
invited her.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Hi, Miss Patolo. Now you just have to unmic.
Peace and love. Unmute your mic.
Peace and love.
On the bottom right hand side, press the mic button, and that'll unmute you.
Okay, now y'all can hear me.
Yes.
All right. What's up, fellow Virgo? Going into Virgo season next week.
I've been missing y'all. I've been seeing y'all on, but I was in the Rites of Passage program with Iyanla Vanzant, so that was like 10 weeks long. I just finished. And then last Thursday, when you guys were on, I was riding up to the very last couple of days before we got initiated, and I was listening to you guys and in on the Jasmine. What did you do?
The Lion portal one?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that was good. And then y'all, I listened to y'all was taking me up this steep old mountain, and I was like, y'all was the energy, I was really, really calm. I wasn't even looking at the driver driving up the mountains, and it was nighttime. But I was listening to y'all. I just want to let y'all know, thank y'all, because y'all got me up through there, and I was calm and no anxiety.
Yay.
I only came on earlier. I was here and I was listening to you guys talking about the goddess Pele. I was doing my prayer ties, but I did, Jasmine, I heard that energy come through. I seen the blue lights, and this is good.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, spread it on. All the priestesses, you gotta be spreading that energy out. You gotta manage the chaos.
Yes,
and we're glad to have you. We're glad that you're here.
Yes, I'm truly grateful for the blue energy. I was feeling sleepy earlier, so it's kind of like a spiritual energy drink a little bit. So I'm up, you know.
I know, right?
I love it. VHG is right there. Spiritual VHG.
Spiritual VHG. But yeah, what is going on with this volcano energy? I mean, I know y'all speaking about Pele and Hawaii being on fire, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting a lot of contact from the goddess Pele. So I wasn't really tuning into what was going on with the news, but I was happening passing. My husband liked to listen to that. And I was noticing that there were some people that was complaining about I guess insurance companies not wanting to reimburse them because there's some type of clause about natural disasters and so I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to look into that and everything. What I do know is that she's showing up and there's an air of injustice. And apparently, you know what I'm saying? So when she comes through, there's something that we need to pay attention to and something that we may need to use. We'll find something out that's going to upset us, and we need to take that and be empowered with it. We need to take that information and figure out the best course of action so that we can navigate it successfully. That's what her energy, when she shows up, that's either something's about to take place or something is taking place. And so I'm noticing with the way that the astrology was showing up, and we got a lot of these transits and these planets going into retrograde and all of this other stuff. And so we're wrapping up right now at the very end of the Venus retrograde, which is going to bring with that, and then shortly thereafter that we got Uranus going in retrograde on the 28th, which is going to bring some conflicting energies that's going to be there, where we're going to learn a lot of powerful lessons that's going to be for our greatest good, but it's not going to feel like that at first. And so along with whatever in the hell's going on over there in Hawaii, there's a lot of other things that's going on around the world. But then on a local level, what may be happening with us, this is an energy for us to work with in navigating our own personal situations as well.
And also on the 23rd, next week, Mercury is going retrograde in Virgo. So
yeah.
It's going to make you slow down to give you the details of whatever is going to be blown up or whatever new news you're going to get. It's going to give you the details. Virgo's going to help ground you, give you the details, help you see the perspective and how to navigate through that. So don't worry, got you covered. The planets are
But keep in mind, guys, let's be honest, if we get a retrograde in Mercury, we also have to be careful and be clear. Focus on clarity, right? Because that Mercury energy, when it's in retrograde, it means that communication is more likely to be crossed too.
Yeah.
So in your own personal life, if you're having a retrograde in Mercury, if you're saying something to someone, make sure that it's clear, or could you echo that back, or if it's important, let me write it down. Let me make sure I understand the directions.
Yeah. And normally, yes, that is definitely a time where you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, but because it's in the Virgo energy, it's gonna help you navigate it a little easier. Does that make sense? Because Virgo's all about the details. So Virgo is almost like having a dance with Mercury and saying, okay, yeah, we know that you want us to slow down and get introspective, because that's what Mercury asks us to do when it goes in retrograde, to be quiet, to stay, to not hibernate, but like to really, focus on what needs to be changed in your life, what needs to be, reevaluated or refined, or however you want to say it. And in this Virgo energy, the details will become a lot clearer than a normal Mercury retrograde.
Right.
So yes, be mindful of it all, because it can still mess with all of our technology, because it's making you get off social media. That's what Mercury's asking. Get off social media. Maybe you don't have a social calendar that much for like those 2 weeks, because it's asking you to stay with self, to come back to self, to reevaluate self. And with all these squares with Uranus and Taurus and the Venus and Leo, it's asking you, like, what do you value? How do you value yourself? How do you love yourself? So it's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
And yes, just to answer your message, yes, you're probably feeling the energies. What sensitive beings can feel it the week before, 2 weeks before, just because Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd, you can feel its energies building up 2 weeks prior and to 2 weeks after. So it's kind of like a 6-week energy feel when planets go, well, especially Mercury in retrograde, because that's the planet that goes retrograde the most. It goes 3 to 4 times a year for us, every single year. So you are going to feel it a week or 2 weeks before, and then a week or 2 weeks after it goes direct. So you're right on point.
Yeah.
You're right on point.
Yeah. And then we got it trining with Pluto and Capricorn. So that's going to make it a little bit easier for us too. As far as like all of the changes and whatnot is going down and everything. Well, I'm sorry, not that Mars being in Virgo, my bad. Mars will be shifting in. So right after that retrograde, we got that's going on and everything.
Yes.
And this is gonna definitely help us to make some connections that's going to be able to help us in being able to
action.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. It gives you the details. The Virgo will give you the details to put into action. Mars is helping you with the action and what you need to implement now. So yes, they're all working synergistically together. And now if we could tap into our Kundalini energy and learn how to harness that and use its power and work with Pele and the goddess, and we have a lot of tools in our toolbox, ladies. A lot of tools.
A lot. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Yeah, this energy is something else, but I'm feeling real good about this. I'm feeling real good about this. All of these shifts and all these changes, I was looking at all these transits that's going down and everything. And even though we'll be facing a lot of challenging energy, or so we perceive it, like we go through this like every year, where all of these planets go into retrograde and everything. And this is really giving us an opportunity to hit the reset button so that we can kind of design things that we want to. And I really love how Priestess Jasmine has really been emphasizing the power that we have in navigating these situations. Like as magicians, as alchemists, as spiritual beings, we can bring a lot of these situations to the table, and we can shift the energy on it and create a completely different timeline for us in our reality. So it's good that we know about all of the things that's going on. We really should be working to keep our eyes wide open so that we can be clear on what's going on around us. And when we're clear on our location, and we can navigate the situation without being we can't act surprised or blindsided by anything that's coming about our way. But what we can do is we can get focused in navigating situations that may have tripped us up before. Now we can set in a lot of boundaries that weren't there before. We can reevaluate relationships and make the determination, like Bridget was talking about. She was ready to cut somebody completely loose. And I had an experience that was sort of similar to that. And what I realized is that I needed to make some adjustments on the boundaries that we have. And this is that time that's given us an opportunity to reevaluate all of that.
You know, you also want to keep in mind, because you want to talk about difficult relationships, you all should meet my mother. Oh my. I don't even want to go around Annie. She's just too much. I said, listen, let's just ask her higher self if she could just calm her down. And we appeal to her higher self and said, please, we just want to have a positive visit. And we asked the angels, could you just go over there and just make a little appearance? And Doreen, of course, I said something to her because I was like, why not? And you know, we had the most amazing visit I've had with my mother in I don't even know how long. Like I literally don't even know how long. And it was just because we're always, you know, in the state of being pepped up. So you can ask your higher self, like, help me to just relax. So I asked my mother's higher self, can you just keep her calm? Can you just help her to kind of be able to settle? I was like, that's what she needs, just to settle. And it's a beautiful thing. So we always do have the ability to shift things in a gentle way. Like I would never, you know, you can't make someone do something, but you could say, please just calm. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And ask your higher self yourself.
Yeah.
Please help me stay calm today.
Absolutely.
Please help me to disengage from things I don't need to be involved in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe one of those times that we can go in there, we can do one of those meditations that allows us to kind of shift the whole frequency of our connections with individuals. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like, what do they call that? The loving kindness, peace and light meditation, where, you know, you envision this circle around yourself of people that you truly love, people that you like, people you ain't feeling all like that, and wishing them well as you go around in that whole entire circle and everything. It kind of helps you to kind of regulate how you experience people that are around you, so that you're not projecting this this preference of those individuals that I like, even though you do have that preference. Well, let's keep it $150, but the preference that you have over those individuals, you have this global acceptance and wanting well-being and good things for all of the people that are around you. So what that does is it kind of helps to cancel the negative charge of energy that you and the other individual that you have between each other. It helps in dissipating that energy that you guys have and neutralizing it and making it not that you're going to link up and be the best of friends, but that grudge energy, that tightness, that struggle energy and everything that gets loosened, and there's no more tension in the connection. You see what I'm saying? If it does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
We have to do that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just bringing peace to yourself, to the situation, and you don't have to be best friends, like you said, but at least you can, if it's a family member, you can peacefully, you know, be copacetic with them, like when you're around them, if you have to be. So I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very powerful meditation. It's definitely been helpful. I've been struggling, y'all. The pre-shadow phase of retrogrades. I do really well in Mercury retrogrades. It's the shadow period that has me, you know, my mind kind of trips over each other, you know, my thoughts kind of run into each other. So y'all, you know, just be patient with me.
Well, because you're a Virgo rising, that's why. Mercury rules Virgo. Yeah, we get tripped up. We don't need any more trips.
Right. My mind starts spinning. Yeah.
All over the place, all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys are both right. Like we are alchemists, you know, and we can transmute, you know, stuff that comes our way. And I know this is a hard perspective, especially when we're dealing with devastating things, but the universe has our back. Like they're here to help us grow, to help us evolve. And sometimes it is hard, and we don't want to let somebody go with things and fall to the wayside. But there's no coincidence that we decided to incarnate in this solar system with these planets in this time, because we knew that we were all going to work synergistically together. So if you can hold on to that thought, that no matter what happens, it's all happening for the best of you. Like, even, I keep referencing him, but Brother Bilal used to say that nothing bad is happening, like it's all happening for the betterment of me, or however he said it. But, that's true.
Absolutely. And that's the thing that I really want people to recognize, is that, see, one of the ways that I'm hardwired is to really address injustices that are in this world. But it's not that I'm really ready to show up and get a picket fence and go January 6th on folks out here in the streets. However, the thing is all about shifting that energy. And it's not about just like focusing on the negativity in this world. We know that these things are happening in this world, and we get to create our reality. So if we have that ability to do that, then what are we hiding from the truth for? And,
Exactly.
That's, what I'm saying? That's all. But I wanted to check and see if there was anything anybody else wanted to share before I begin closing. Oh, I forgot. I got a message too from some goddesses before we roll out. But if anybody wanted to say anything or add something or anything like that before we call it the day. Yep, no, maybe. In the house? Okay. Well, one of the things the spirit is coming through, the goddesses in a big and powerful way, is about the times that we're dealing with right now. And us knowing that there's things that need to take place and not really knowing what to do with it. The fairy queen, the goddess Annie, comes through. She brings the message that magic is afoot. And we got to find a way to encourage it. So we need to look around and figure out what are those things that light us up, that creates that spark within us, so that we can start becoming the magic makers that we came here to be. The challenge that we have is that we can't really surrender. We can't really accept the things that's before us. We start getting challenged by this third dimensional reality. The holy queen of the sea comes through, the goddess Yemen Yah comes through, asking and reminding us, to surrender to the flow of life. She's reminding us that it's going to transport us to wherever it is that we need to be. See, when we recognize this, we get into that mentality that spirit has our back. So then we ain't sitting around worried about being in a space that we don't want to be in, because when we operating for our highest and greatest good, then we go be in the part that we want to be in. What's being recommended is coming through from the goddess of birth, the goddess Ajisit. And this goddess is reminding and telling us, encouraging us, that we got to look for help where we most need it. Where's those spaces in our life? See, we like to say, it's them over there. It ain't certainly not me. But if we keep it $150 with ourselves, we ain't got to share that with nobody else. But we got to look at those spaces where we may be falling short at, because this is how spirit shows up. But we got to be in a space to be ready to receive those things that need to shift within our life. See, then when we do that, when we recognize what's real in our life, it might upset us a little bit. The goddess Pele comes through, the goddess of fire, telling us that we got to take that and we got to be empowered by our anger. So she's coming through again with this mighty message, with all of the things that's going down, all of these goddesses that's coming in. We got to accept it. It is what it is. And when we speak truth to our power and we just embrace what time it is, we're going to notice that spirit is going to come through. Intervention, divine intervention comes through, because we know that we are the people that can set new timelines, new realities for ourselves. We are those individuals. So you be empowered by your anger so that you can fix this shit that's going on out here in these streets. That's it. Peace and light and love and peace and love.
I love it.
Ashe, y'all.
Thank you for that message.
All right. Hey, check y'all out next week. Same time, same thing. Y'all got a minute? Come check us out.
That's right.
Up here on the Cypher. Come on, check us out. Get up here with us. We sharing up here.
Put your YouTube channel in the chat.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get to it.
Okay, hold up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Oh, yeah, I know. I suck with shit like that. That's why I ain't got no damn subscribers. Okay, hold on. hold on. Yeah, that's just why, because I suck with shit like that. Hold up. Oh, boy. All right. Where's the chat at? There we go. All right. All right. So this is the YouTube channel. This is taking you to the link to the latest podcast. This is that work I was putting in with Oshun. So, and then, you see where you at from there. So, but yeah, thank you, ladies, so much. Priestess Jasmine, you gangsta. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And Priestess Doreen, yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. Powerful sisters in the house here. Oh my goodness. Brittany Vibes, you got to come up here and share some of that. She was dropping some frequency science out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? We need to quit playing these games out here. Let's get it, y'all. All right, y'all. So listen, hey, look, next time we get together, let's bring it, y'all. I'm with it.
Sounds good to me.
Sound like a plan? All right. See y'all next week, y'all. Peace and light, peace and love.
Peace and love, everybody.